talking Luka, Kyrie. We talking Katie Book. What's up? To another edition of Player versus Team.
Because they're second game together. Them niggas was playing hot potato.
No.
They was playing hot potato.
Hey, so it's another edition of Podcast Player versus Team. This is not only a show that exposes the bias, but we embrace that shit. So I got a couple topics on the docket today, and actually the first thing I actually want to talk about, did you hear what Clay said, where he basically compared himself to Reggie Miller? I want to know what you guys, you can talk with Swaggy first. I want to know what you thought about that. You thought if it's egregious, if he over here, if he gassing himself, he's sizing it. What you think of that?
First of all, Clay, he's been playing great this season. That people can stop hating on Clay because this man dealing with 2 ACLs. But I agree with him though, comparing himself to Reggie.
I'm gonna ask you, Justin, because I have my own opinion. I don't know if I agree with you, Swag, but it's cool. What you got?
I feel like that's a legit comparison. So I just saw like a chart comparing like their numbers. I feel like he could shoot better than Reggie Miller. However, Klay Thompson's never been a number one option.
That's what I'm saying. That's my point. So go ahead, continue.
But with Steph Curry down, he's been playing good. I feel like injuries can either make a team or break a team. So Steph Curry, sorry, I'm at work.
No, you good. You good.
So I feel like injuries can like either make or break a team. It's good for Clay because he's getting more reps, he's getting more shots. Jordan Poole is getting more into the offense, and the Warriors are like number 5. But overall, like if it was to come down to a shot, the last shot between Klay Thompson and Reggie Miller, I would want Reggie Miller to.
That's my main argument. So like last year I was talking about who's your franchise player. Would you pick? In this case, would you pick Reggie or Clay? You never had Clay on the team, and to be honest, is it fair to say as good as a shooter as Clay is, like he can't shoot off the dribble, etc.? Would he be more of a set shooter? And do you think that he wouldn't shine as bright or be able to have this type of performance if he had his own team? Like I don't know if I would want him as my franchise player. Like I honestly do not know.
Yeah, so I mean, you look at a lot of players today, especially like in the guard position, like the shooting guards, like they got a bag. Klay Thompson, he's got a little bag, but like he can't.
Little bag.
It's so funny because everything you saying, tell him everything he's saying. I said last episode, I was talking about who got a bigger bag, who the franchise player. Everything he's saying, I said that.
Like,
wow.
I'd say to me, my opinion, like just looking at the eye test, like just looking at a player playing, I'd say the best shooting guard is Zach LaVine. Then I'd say.
You said the best shooter is who?
Zach LaVine, the Chicago Bulls.
You talking about just a pure shooter, or what you mean?
No, like the best shooting guard.
Oh, okay.
I'd say it's Zach LaVine, and then behind him, I'd say Devin Booker. Clay has he's been stepping it up. He's had like a real streaky year, but with Stephen Curry going down, he's definitely in like the top 5 conversation. Like, no question. But as far as like who has a bigger bag,
you said D Book, you don't know, Justin.
You don't. I like Devin Booker. but a lot of things about like basketball, like a lot of stuff is situational. And give me a moment.
Yeah.
You good? A lot of stuff is situational. Like the Warriors from top to bottom, like the organization, like they draft well, they develop their players, they invest into their players, as opposed to teams who draft key players for a little bit and then they trade their players and then their players either they develop into who they could have been or they're a bust. So
Yeah.
um
I think that's a pretty good assessment. That make a lot of sense, considering like everybody on the Warriors before they got their first ring kind of took up that pay cut. They didn't get their payout till after they got their championship. So that's a good assessment.
I like Clay. He's definitely like one of the more exciting shooters in the league. To me.
Yeah.
So,
well, the thing about it is, like, I think for any scenario, if I think you could say, okay, can this person duplicate and be a franchise player? The only time we've really seen it be as successful is Harden. Because Harden, I'm not saying he's a one of one, but he's a special player where it transitioned well for him.
Yeah.
But it could happen. I mean, I don't know who you would surround him with. It'd be weird. It'd be kind of weird. I'll say that.
I mean, at this age, it's kind of hard. You had to put him with like a LeBron or a Giannis, like somebody who is gonna like create.
Yeah, that's true.
Pick and pop, and like somebody who gets their shots off of catch and shoots. Like LeBron and Giannis draw like 2 to 4 players every time they go to the cup. So Clay would get a lot more shots if he were to play with LeBron or Giannis. So I wouldn't mind Clay playing for the Lakers, especially since his dad played for the Lakers. But yeah, I mean, it's you never know, like, because you don't know what's gonna happen with Draymond. Like, he wants to get paid. Like
he's not about to stay. He about to get traded.
Like, hate to break it to you. He got to get out.
He about to get traded.
That's not my team. Like, I don't.
I'm not saying it is, and I'm not being disrespect. It's just like we know everybody pretty much knows Draymond. This is last year, kind of like they're about to be on. Like,
yeah. I can see that, but I feel like the Warriors are gonna regret that, because they're gonna struggle without Draymond.
They are, but like, well, I'm not even gonna get there.
They still gonna be good.
They still gonna be good because he ain't the biggest defensive support. But I'm gonna transition to something different. Because that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah, that's a
whole other conversation.
That's
so
gonna be the future.
I don't know if you heard like the egregious statements by Mace. I'm gonna try to play. Hopefully, y'all hear the audio. But did you hear what he said about Chris Paul?
I did not.
Okay, I'll try to play it so y'all can hear.
And go forward without me saying this. Put the camera right here. Chris Paul, if you lose with Devin Booker on one wing and KD on the other side with a pick and roll from Aiden, you shouldn't even be playing no more.
Facts.
You agree? Wait.
That's facts.
You agree?
Yes,
I agree.
Okay, so Swag, go ahead. Why you agree? What's up?
Okay, first of all, me and Troy, we was discussing a while ago before they even started. But first of all, CP3, you can say whatever you want, but he's still a superstar. You got Devin Booker, he a superstar.
I would say superstar, but he's a star.
I'm with Jay on that. Go ahead.
You add in Kevin Durant, like you put Kevin Durant on any team, you're a contender, obviously. Then you got DeAndre Ayton. I'm not saying like it's a super team, but like you gotta at least get out the second round. Like I don't expect you like to get to the finals, but like at least past the second round. Just at least.
No, I mean, if they stay healthy, health has been the main concern for Chris Paul the last 5 to 10 years. And the same thing with Kevin Durant. If they're healthy, to me, I'm not gonna say they're a shoe-in to get out of the West. Like you've got the Warriors, you've got the Nuggets, and I would say the Lakers if they were healthy, but I don't know. Like the West is looking scary. But no, if they come out of the West in the finals and then they lose, like if everybody's healthy, it might be time for Chris Paul to hang it up.
But see, like exactly what you're saying. Like the thing is, hey, so we got Ron with us in the building. Hey, what's up?
Hope I didn't miss too much, but I'm here now, so keep going. Don't let me stop the magic. Go ahead.
No, we get to it. But to talk to your point, Jay, if you didn't hear what I said, you heard what the audio was with Mace. He was basically saying if CP3 can't win with AN, KD, and Booker, he just need to hang it up. Did you hear that?
I did. I heard that. Oh, you talking to me?
I'm talking about. But did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that part.
So, Jay, I was agreeing with him for simply the fact that being bounced out, never getting out, second round. Granted, Doc Rivers has a contribution in that too, because that team not succeeding partly on him. But at the same time, I still think you got to look at like, all right, every time we go to the playoffs, even with Devin Booker, are we really relying on CP3 putting the whole team on his back and actually succeeding? Because like he has this not sporadic games, but this inconsistency in the playoffs. Even when he might be doing good, he's not gonna flush it out, or the whole series might not be good for him. So
wait a minute, hold on. Are we still talking about Chris Paul as that number 5, top 5 player, top 5?
No. I'm not. Maybe Swag is. I'm not.
Wait, what happened?
Because Chris Paul hasn't been Chris Paul in some years. Like, let's keep it a book. Like, I give him his respect, and he can still get you some assists. But Chris Paul is not giving you that 20 and 20 game, that 20 and 15 game he can give you, or even that 25-15 game with New Orleans, or hell, even the Clippers. That Chris Paul has been gone.
I'll co-sign if I can.
Hey, I don't know.
I don't know what everybody else is watching or what everybody else has been seeing, but because they went to the finals that one year, everybody just put him back on their top list. And I'm like, did you see that horrific game 6 that he had?
Exactly. Did you see the product what they did? They was ass, like for real. They was really ass.
Chris Paul, listen, Chris Paul's he's gonna get you your regular season MVP. He's gonna be your regular season best point guard. When it comes to the playoffs, it's been noted the boy can't get it done. Period.
Yeah, ghost.
History has said
Dang, you call him a ghost.
So he added another ghost on the team too.
I don't even have Chris Paul as a top 10 point guard all time.
Ooh. I ain't gonna hold y'all.
I mean, listen, I respect that. I got him top 10 just for the numbers alone.
No, I agree.
You said what?
No, I said you got all these good points. I got Oscar Robertson, all these other guards I would put above him. So
if he went
in the comments,
I respect it.
He mad. He said he's an all-star now.
If CP3 wins a ring this year, I'm telling you, he's top 5 for sure.
Wait, top 5 like all-time point guards?
Yeah. I
don't think so.
But this would be like I don't know, like a complimentary ring. Is he gonna?
I can name. I'm sorry. I'm gonna let you talk. My bad. I'm working too.
No, I was just gonna say if he got the ring.
One ring doesn't mean anything, honestly. And right now, I'm not gonna say off the top, but I've got like some names of like 11 point guards better than Chris Paul, and I'll give them to y'all.
I ain't gonna hold you. I'm gonna be real
11?
honest.
Wait.
I ain't gonna hold you.
You got 11?
Hold on. Let me get my pencil and paper.
I got 11.
You got a
Wait, Jay, I got a question for you, and I can go with you, but so far, if they win a ring right now, and Chris Paul is a key cog to that, you not gonna put him in your top 10?
I still wouldn't.
Nah.
It's been too much stuff to happen in between, bro.
Nah.
It's too much in between.
You said what?
No, I'm saying it's too much in between that we have to judge your career off of, and we still gonna put you in top 5. Nah, like
No, I ain't saying top 5. No, I ain't saying top 5. I meant top 10.
I mean, even top 10, I wouldn't.
Even top 10. Okay, go ahead. I'm listening.
Go ahead.
So, all right. So the list. So Magic Johnson.
Okay.
Steph Curry.
Okay.
Isaiah Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Is this in any particular order, or is
no, nah, hell no.
Okay. I just want to make sure. Okay.
Just point guards that are all solidified better, in my opinion, better than Chris Paul. So I got Magic, I got Steph Curry, I got Isaiah Thomas, I got John Stockton, I got Gary Payton.
I put Gary. I was waiting on that.
I got Jason Kidd. I got Oscar Robertson.
Yes.
I got Tony Parker.
Oh no.
Rajon Rondo.
That's kind of nasty, but I agree. That's nasty.
I like that.
I'm a Rajon Rondo fan. That's nasty, but I agree.
And I'm a little biased because I'm a Celtics fan, but the last one. Well, actually, I can name 2 more. Bob Cousy, not because I didn't see him play, but just because like you gotta respect his resume.
Right.
But the last point, so that's 10. So the last point guard, like all time, he's still currently playing. I would still take I mean, just based off of like his runs, I would take Russell Westbrook over Chris Paul.
Oh man.
I just had this debate with my cousin a while ago.
Yo, this is gonna be nasty. I might put Kemba Walker over CP3. I know that's nasty, but I don't care.
What?
I don't give. I'll put Kemba over him. I'll put Kemba. I said what I said.
When it comes
is this a CP3 slander?
But don't do that. Don't do that now.
No, I'm saying I don't give. I'm saying I'm putting Kemba over him.
When it comes to getting a bucket, a scoring point guard, like you can't rule him out. But he wasted his talent in Charlotte for so long, and his situation was kind of sort of like Damian Lillard's situation. It's just when he left, he couldn't stay healthy, and then his role, like him going to the New York Knicks, he just didn't fit. Me personally, I feel like if he went to the Lakers, like anybody going to play, like with the Lakers, especially around Anthony Davis and LeBron,
it's gonna
like,
be
it's gonna work. I mean, look at D'Angelo Russell. Like before the injuries, like they had like a 5-2 record when after the trade deadline. So, I would say he's a more exciting player to watch, but he hasn't had enough playoff runs. And I'm giving Westbrook the slight edge only because he's had more playoff runs than
CP3
than Chris Paul. But the thing with Westbrook, he hasn't made it out of the first round without Kevin Durant. So
I mean,
and that's what I was gonna add to that. I'm glad you said that.
Did he go to the second round with Paul George, or that's when they got knocked out?
Nah, they got knocked out in the first round.
No, they got knocked out in the first round.
Yeah. They got knocked down in the first round.
I ain't gonna hold y'all, but CP3 he do be injured most of the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, but that's why I say, like, if in order to be put in the top 10, in my opinion, he's got to get like 2 chips, but he's already like 37 though. Like, he's old. Like I just don't see it. Then Kevin Durant's getting old too.
I want KD to get a ring before it's said and done. That's
no.
He's a hater. Don't listen to him. He hates KD. He hates KD. So don't listen this way.
Yeah, that's.
You from Maryland? You from Maryland, Ron?
I'm from Dallas.
Okay. I'm about to say because like people. I don't understand when people be like hating on KD if they from Maryland, but if you from Texas, like I guess that kind of sort of makes sense. But he played in Texas, like. But,
that's even worse. He played. That's kind of messed up. Swag.
Yeah, it's just him switching teams. I just don't like that.
Nah, I mean I understand it.
I mean, everybody does it. Like when LeBron did it. Like his teams were overpowered, and honestly, like with the Brooklyn situation, they would have won if James Harden remained patient and waited for the ban for the vaccine to be lifted, because they were putting up crazy numbers. Like they were averaging like 90 points per game with 3 players. Well, that's crazy.
Hey, I got to pause you right there. That James Harden injury, that was kind of his fault for him to eat.
You said James Harden what?
His injury, that hamstring, that was kind of his fault because he was eating all them honey buns with little babies. So
first of all, you're not talking about Harden. You're not doing that on the podcast. We're not talking about Harden. We're not gonna do that. So let's bring it back. No. Yo, but anyway, moving along. I know we slandered the hell out of CP3. I wanted to ask y'all saw the poster on AD. I wanted to know, I guess starting with Ron, what were your thoughts on that poster for the that I think it was the Grizzlies game where he
he cut his head back. I mean, I don't really count them, like, because I've like when I was healthy, I've caught bodies like that. But I mean, it happens. Everybody gets dunked on. Like
no, but the way he got Ron. You saw the way he got dunked on.
What? Nah, I missed this game. Now who got dunked on?
AD got posted, bro. You gotta see it.
Jaren Jackson.
He hit the Jordan.
Jackson hit him
on him. Yes.
And took off on him. Yeah, AD. You gotta. I didn't see it, but he's gonna have to eat that. Listen, let me tell you something. Anytime a big man get posterized, there's no excuse in the world. I'm gonna give it to Mutombo the same way I give it to Hakeem, the same way I give it to this guy. You got my guy. It happens to the best of us. But you're gonna enjoy that because that's a poster. But the way y'all talking about it, it's a poster, and they need to enjoy that.
No, but see, like, I want to know, did y'all see it? Because like AD kind of made it seem like he got injured, or he could like the reason he got posted was he was injured because he held his eye. So that's why I was just like, what was that?
That boy sleeping get injured.
He's soft.
Yo,
I'm sorry, bro. Like Anthony Davis, like he needs some medical bills or something. Like he cannot stay up.
They need to put his ass in a bubble. That's what they need to do, and just let him play by himself.
So you saying? Wait. So you know how they have like headband LeBron? They got mask and B. Are you telling me Bubble AD is the best AD? Bubble AD.
Bubble AD is the best.
Bubble AD. More like street clothes AD.
So street clothes AD.
Yeah.
Wait, street clothes AD or Bubble AD?
Bubble AD for sure.
Bruh, I'm done. This is wild.
You got a real problem on your hands.
Yo, that's funny.
All right.
Yeah, he gotta go.
Yeah, he do.
He gotta get up out of here. His time is over. It's listen.
Are you saying that AD need to retire?
No, I'm not saying he need to retire. I'm saying LA, they got what they wanted out of him. They got his chip. I
don't respect that shit.
I don't respect that ship either, my God. But
it's his last.
And they got their purpose done. AD was never going to be somebody that was going to be healthy for his whole career. If the Lakers didn't know that, they stupid.
Based off what? Like, to be honest, Embiid was crazy because it seemed like Embiid is healthier than him, and Embiid's body structure is nowhere near as good as AD. So, what's it based off? How do you know that he was going to be injury prone? What are you talking about?
Look at his career in New Orleans. Look how often he was out. Look at the foot injuries he's had. Look at the leg injuries that he's had. He's been out a majority of the time with the Pelicans when they were what were they, Charlotte and New Orleans before Charlotte had got their own team.
It was
I think
the
it was
Bobcats. We're not going. That was horrible. I'm from Charlotte, so let's not,
sorry to rehash that, but yeah, this was back then, and this is why I was surprised that the Lakers gave up so much to get him. Though I understood, once in a lifetime generational talent, but what are you gonna? You're risking all of this on a chance that this man is gonna remain healthy when we've already seen what he's been going through in New Orleans. He was Zion Williamson before Zion Williamson.
Well, no. Like, no. Okay, first of all, I think it's a different weight class when you talk about Zion and what's the name. Zion is like a post version of a souped up LeBron. What he does, but he does.
He's like a modern day Charles Barkley. Like, like to compare Zion, like same height, just a lot of stuff that they do. Yeah.
I think.
I was talking more
Zion's like a Shaq, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Zion is like,
talking more from the injury standpoint, not that not their games, but how it all played out in New Orleans. That was supposed to be the savior for the franchise, and then here come these injuries. This is the same trajectory that AD went, and then the Lakers traded for him. He was still hurt throughout that. He still had his injuries throughout that season, and then look, it's just gotten worse as time has gone along.
Well, I'll say this. I don't know about him being injury prone. Like, because let me just say this. AD's not Greg Oden. Greg Oden was like one of the big men that I really, really liked, but he just could not stay healthy. I watched him when he was in college, and I don't think AD is that. What I do think is, I don't know how his recovery. Oh, we lost Ron, but I don't know how his recovery process is or how he takes care of his body. But he needs to be friends with LeBron because LeBron's hardly ever injured. I don't know what he does with his regimen, but if Embiid is not as injured as you, that's a problem.
And he's way bigger.
I know he's way bigger. He's
heavier.
He's not as athletic. Well, he's not as athletic as AD. It's a lot of things. So it's just like, how the heck is he having is he protecting his body better? What's going on? So
yeah, he definitely seeing better doctors than AD.
So a lot of like AD's injuries are like, it's like little stuff, but it's very like
taxing.
Yeah, so like a lot of his injuries are like either his ankles or his knees or his shins, and the way he lands or him not having like the proper landing space. A lot of that stuff it matters because it's a fast-paced game.
Mm-hmm.
But also to go branch off a little bit, I would be okay if the league reduced the seasons, because you look at like a lot of the injuries, LaMelo Ball.
Oh yeah.
Recently, Giannis Antetokounmpo like hurt his knee or whatnot. Like the game is being played too fast. So if the league was to reduce the season to like, I don't know, let's just say 60 games,
mm-hmm.
Then everybody plays. You don't have to, load manage. Like I would be okay with that. Because I bought tickets to see the Wizards the 2018-2019 season, the first week of the season, and they played the Raptors. I wanted to see Kawhi Leonard play, and I paid about $300, close to $400 for those tickets, and Kawhi Leonard, low managed. So they've got to like figure out something, because a lot of these injuries like is minimal contact and some of them are non-contact injuries. So like that's a problem. And Donovan Mitchell, he like strained like his groin. Like is too often, and it occurs It occurs way too much.
Why hasn't this wasn't a question for the other previous decades? I think well, I'll say this. I honestly believe LeBron kind of changed, and I think it's a good thing. Y'all can argue me if you want, but LeBron changed the league in the way that he's like, listen, I don't give a f what y'all talking about. I'm trying to have the longevity and the trajectory of my career be long, so I'm gonna do whatever it takes. I'm gonna be selfish in that regard, and I'm not mad at him because his bestie is low key Dwayne Wade. And I saw Dwayne Wade's body deteriorate because he would throw his body like literally in the lane getting buckets. He did whatever he had to do to kind of win that first Miami championship, and it definitely took a toll. You could tell like it just his body was not the same. So I'm not saying players. I understand that you want the fans to get the same experience and not be cheated, but at the same time, I agree to a degree of selfishness with players being like, listen, I'm on contract and y'all ain't gonna give a F about me if I'm injured and I'm just out of commission. So I do think there needs to be like some type of compromise for both sides.
I hope that they figure it out. Because if a player is missing over 25% of the season, like on a consistent basis, like Kyrie Irving, like he's never played anymore. He's never played more than I want to say like 66 games.
Well, that's a little different. Kyrie's a special scenario.
I mean,
on his woke stuff, on his proactive stuff, on a whole bunch of stuff, it's like different.
I mean, yeah, but he has load managed. But like last season, what Russell Westbrook played like 78 games. Mm-hmm. So I appreciate players like Westbrook because you know that Westbrook, he's not going to cheat the fans and he's going to go all out every game. Like he blood, sweat, and tears. Like he puts it all out there. Like you'll get your money's worth if you
go to see him
Westbrook play for sure. But with Kawhi Leonard, like not playing like any back-to-backs or like him missing like 30 games out of the season, like that's ridiculous. Like the tickets cost way too much, and then like not everybody has the money to play. I mean, not play, but pay to see, like NBA players play because like tickets are expensive. They are not cheap. But it is on not just the players to invest in their bodies, but it's in the organizations and the owners' best interest to draft, not draft, but hire
good trainers,
and the medical staff
invest in the
to make sure that their players play, because technically like the players are a product,
right?
And the fans want to see the product. So
right. So I got a quick little question for you guys. It's a segue. Ron, Swag, Jay, all y'all can answer, but I'm gonna make a comparison real quick. You tell me what you think. So I think everybody talk about Ja is the he fake tough or the fake bad guy at the NBA. I really think it's Dylan Brooks. So would you compare the bad boy Pistons to the alleged Grizzlies at this point? Or is that a bad comparison? What do you think on this? Go ahead, Swag. You already took your mic off. Go ahead.
Nah, one of y'all can go first. I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it.
All right, let me get this. First of all, I think it's a bad comparison. I think the time during the 80s with the Pistons and what's going on right now, two totally different generations, two totally different mindsets, and they're playing two totally different types of basketball. So that's number one. But just to touch back on what was said earlier, it's not a popular opinion, but I'm going to say it anyway. This era is soft. We just gonna call it what it is. And each individual is different than the last individual. So no two injuries are alike for the most part, and nobody heals the same way.
Yeah.
This was not a problem back in the day, and it seems to be a problem now. We understand that the athlete is stronger, faster, and smarter. So that in turn is going to cause for more injury. You look at somebody like a Derrick Rose. Look at what he was able to do in that little body. Do you think, just from the eye test, you don't have to be a scientist, you don't have to have a background in anatomy, any of that? Does it look like a body like that would be able to sustain such powerful performances night in and night out?
He Justin gassing you. Pay him no mind. Go ahead.
Yeah, but does it? So eventually, what happened to Derrick Rose, I've been saw coming. I've been telling people that since before, and I said that boy's eventually going to give out because and he's explosive, but somebody that small is not bound to do what he's bound to do on a night in and night out basis.
But there's also two. Oh, I'm sorry, I cut you off. I just was going to interject, and I'm gonna let you go. There's two other. He always was playing on them gravel courts in Chicago, or I'm sorry, cement courts. So that messed him up. And then two, did you remember what Derrick Rose diet? He used to say he used to eat before games. This man's diet consisted of candy for years. So it was like inevitable. But go ahead, Ron. I'm sorry.
Right. So I'm just, just in the grand scheme, when the athlete becomes more powerful, and the body can only withstand but so much. And you look at a demand like, a back-to-back or something of that nature. The game is played completely different than what it was played like back in the 80s. If you want players if you don't want them to load manage, I can understand that because, and I'm unbiased in this situation as an individual contractor or an entrepreneur. That's exactly what those basketball players are. So being that we're in this wave of entrepreneurship and information, players are becoming more savvy on their contracts. They're more in depth in what's going on behind the scenes, as opposed to 30 years ago when you just let your agent and your accountant go ahead and handle whatever you had to handle. A lot of players, not to jump off topic, but like Lamar Jackson, he doesn't have an agent. Him and his mother are their own agent, and they handle his deals, which is why this deal, in my opinion, is taking so long versus any other quarterback, because most of that money would be going all of that money is going
a percentage of it will go to an agent, and that's why the NFL is mad. The NFL is mad because a black man is representing himself.
Exactly, and that's what it boils down to.
Now, so go back to your question. I'm not trying to cut you off. What makes you say that the players today are soft?
Oh, well, you just look at the game. They don't. I mean, look at the fact that they don't want to play, and a lot of these injuries are injuries that you can play through. These are not career-threatening injuries that we're talking about here.
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm going to ask you a question. Go ahead. Would you say that there's more foul calls in today's league than the other league, but we get more injuries? Would you say that?
Yes, I would, and that's a weird comparison because something's not matching up. Exactly. Y'all are slowing the game down, kind of, in a way, to create more offense, whether it be free throws or whether it be just not calling certain calls, so that, or at least on the offensive side, so that we can see more action. I understand that, but then if that's the case, where are all these injuries coming from? So I'm going to point to a lack of the players taking their profession seriously, and that includes their diet, because we understand that today's professional is not yesterday's professional.
Right. Nah, I don't think so. I don't agree. I don't think that is. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to get you, but
no, go ahead, do your thing.
The game, in my opinion, my humble opinion, the game's being played way too fast. You look at, Michael Jordan's era, Kobe's era, then, towards the end of Kobe's era, when, LeBron was playing, the game has changed so much. like last week, we had like the second highest scoring game in NBA history when the Kings and the Clippers played each other.
That's
Like
no defense
they combined for over a total of what 350 points, I believe. That's nuts. So what are the players doing? They're running and gunning. They're either shooting threes or they're making layups. Like in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s, like we didn't really care about threes because we wanted to see players dunk. We want to see players windmill. We want to see players catch alley oops. But with Steph Curry, Damian Lillard, Kyrie Irving, like they revolutionized the game because now, like everybody appreciates a dunk, but everybody, can't pull up from 40 feet like Steph Curry or Damian Lillard can. So the game, in my opinion, is being too fast. And then if you look at regular season basketball, as opposed to playoff basketball, the game it slows down. That's why I say I wouldn't have a problem with the season being reduced to like 60 games because like if you're gonna like not focus on defense and like you want to just see offense, then fine. But also I feel like the media, kind of sort of, like they focus more so on numbers, and basketball shouldn't be about math. Like basketball it's about scoring. It's about of course, like you gotta like outscore your opponents and everything, but like these analytics and people on ESPN and FS1, like they focus too much on numbers, and numbers can be misleading. And also, I mean, is like you're running up and down the court for 36 to 48 minutes. Like that shit is tiring. Like if one of us tried to like run and like keep up with these players, we probably would be done by the first.
Oh no, they would run laps around us. Oh yeah, no question. They running laps around us. But does that go in? Okay, so would you rather shorten the season, or would you rather go change the play and go back to how the game was played to slow it down to lessen the injury that we see on the court? Because if you ask me,
I'm a fan of the fast-paced game. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I love it.
And I think that's the problem, is because everybody wants to see this run and gun, but it can't be maintained. But we can give you what you want, meaning no load management, no none of this. But we're gonna have to change the game and slow it down to a pace, going back to half-court basketball, going back to big men, going back to throwing it down in the center and letting him go to work.
100%.
Well, like Jay was saying, I think you wanted to cut it to like 60 games. It makes sense anyway, because after the teams know they made the playoffs, then they really do play load management, because the stars don't play the rest of the regular season really, or they either do limited minutes because they're saving themselves for the playoffs. They're not going to put them out there and they got a 20-point lead in the fourth quarter. They're going to let them sit and let the second string do what they do. So
I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that.
What's his name? Justin Johnson. He said the players today don't fit that play style. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. The only ones who don't fit that play style is Ben Simmons, because he don't have a jump shot.
I'm done.
Yo, don't even talk about Ben Simmons. Oh my God, let's not.
Hey, I'm sorry about Ben Simmons, but he's a soft player too.
Yeah, it's over.
When the game slows down and you need a bucket, like you can't count on Ben Simmons to get you a bucket. Like everybody else, like they can go and get you a bucket. Like
this is by far the biggest fall from grace I done ever seen in my 34 years in sports, and I didn't see some big draft busts.
You talking about Ben?
I'm talking about Benjamin Simmons from Australia. He is
not Benjamin.
I ain't never seen nothing like this. Are you kidding me? This man went from a Hall of Fame trajectory career with no question to Can he even play basketball anymore?
No, but listen, I'm gonna play.
I didn't see him as a Hall of Fame type of player because.
No. I'm gonna play devil's advocate though. The reason I'm gonna bring this up is because when Ben was on the Sixers, I do feel like scapegoat in sports is real, and I do feel like the way the fans are. Like, first of all, Jay, you don't like Philly fans, do you?
No,
Exactly. You said Philly fans are horrible. So
they are.
You said the Philly fans are horrible. So with that being said, the Philly fans really did mess with the mental state of Ben. Ben got ostracized and he got treated as a scapegoat, even though let's talk about Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers does not get his share all the time when a team loses or comes short.
Oh no,
he always gets his due. We all know about Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers always gets.
But he plays terrible though.
Doc Rivers is known for letting it flake late in the season. That's his MO, and it's been his MO.
He doesn't get the criticism for that. Like maybe I know, but he don't get that criticism. ESPN don't broadcast Doc Rivers done again. They don't do that.
Maybe ESPN, but
I can't
know, and we know.
They be criticizing.
They be criticizing him. They know.
Is the league Shannon and Skip? Are they coming? Nobody is saying nothing about Doc Rivers' contribution to them teams losing like that. Everybody either blame Ben Simmons or they blame sometimes Chris Paul for whatever, but it's never really. Because Doc got that ring with the Celtics, people still don't pinpoint, okay, maybe Doc, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Maybe
that's cat.
I want to say like as far as like blowing 3-1 leads or 3-2 leads, like all time is Doc Rivers. So
thank you.
Yeah,
a lot of it.
Where have you heard?
And that's factual history. They know this.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Cp3.
Tell me what TV show that has criticized him for them letdowns. So name one, because I haven't heard any.
You said
Undisputed.
Tell you who?
I heard a bunch of them. ESPN. They don't stay on his ass like they should. They bring it up the same way they don't stay on his ass like they don't stay on Pete Carroll's ass when he blew that Super Bowl and gave them bettors that win. So I don't know what it is with that. They'll talk about it, but they don't talk about it like they should. I'll say that.
First Take, they be doing it too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Mel. Hey, Troy, can you put Mel in? Mel want to talk. He gonna talk crazy. What were you saying, Swag? I'm sorry.
No, I was saying First Take, they be talking about Doug Rivers too.
But they don't be coming at him like okay.
So like you got to remember like the media.
Hey, Mel.
The media, like,
what's up? You know what I mean? I'm here. I had to come.
The media got their picks.
I was throwing shit in my car. I'm here.
The media has their picks. Like, they'll be biased, especially if it's a former player. And everybody knows, Doc Rivers. He, had his stint in the NBA. So if you had a stint in the league, like you're less often to be criticized as a coach as opposed to a player, especially former players that played with you. And that's what I don't like about Shaq and a lot of these like sports analysts like Kenneth Smith. He's not bad, like, but I'll say he's fair. But Shaq, like I feel like he hates on like certain players, not all of them, but the younger ones. He be hating on them, but the coaches.
Oh, he hates Dwight Howard, Donovan Mitchell. Yep,
Donovan Mitchell, 100%.
So you don't think the criticisms are warranted?
Not all the time, nah.
No,
I don't, and sometimes I feel like a lot of it is because of like jealousy. Not because of the level of skill. We all know Shaq is like, if he were to like be drafted in the league today, he would be a number 1 pick. But I feel like a lot of it is because, and they've said it, like, the players today get paid way too much. You can't blame that on the players. You like that's inflation. Like
no,
so,
but all right. What like when I was listening, I'm gonna go backwards a little bit. So it has nothing to do with money in the way that you're saying it. It has more to do with the players today are making more money, but you're making excuses for them to play less.
We were talking about
that's why I said I'm gonna go backwards a little bit because I was listening in the car, and that's why. All right, you got to get me in here.
I'm all for a reduced season as long as, like, if it's like an experimental thing. If they were to say, okay, well, we're going to try a shortened season, let's just say 60 games, and then you're going to water down the product. You're going to water down the product for what? I don't think so.
Removing 22 games.
If players low manage and it's a reduced season, then yes, you got to figure something out. Like,
but the thing is, what you're doing is, let's say you're right. Let's say they reduced the game to 6. They reduced the season to 60 games. Do you still pay the players the money that they're getting paid now?
Hey, listen. I ain't
good ass question. That's a good ass question.
But, I think with the pay cap though, it's gonna keep rising regardless though. Like with the threshold.
No, but they're getting paid per game. You have to understand, a lot of these they're getting paid per game. So if you're eliminating 20 games from their paychecks, that's a lot. Kyrie Irving gets paid $27 million a game, or some crazy shit. There's something stupid.
So I mean,
you're looking at dudes losing hundreds of millions of dollars. You think they're gonna go for that?
So
I think the contracts will be readjusted, honestly. But go ahead, Jay.
I do feel like they can probably structure the contracts to where they'll make more money per game. Like that's
now listen. Now listen what you just said.
Organization. They'll have.
I'm gonna give you the other side of that. Because you're thinking about the players, you're not thinking about the owners. I am paying you more money to play less, which means, and on top of it, it's not just that you're playing less. Those 20 games that you're not playing, let's just say half of those, I don't get revenue because we shortened the season. So now I'm missing 10 less home games.
I mean, honestly, like, it's gonna happen because, like, you got regular people like us talking about it. They're talking about it in the media. Like, the MLB just added, like, not necessarily like a shot clock, but they added like a method.
But they didn't. But they're not getting rid of games.
Won't go on, for hours. Like, I went to my first ever professional like MLB game back in like 2016. I was living in Brooklyn. It was the Orioles and the Yankees. And that shit took forever.
Oh, so this is why you crazy, because you from Brooklyn.
Like, no, I'm from Maryland.
We're not doing that.
I'm from New York. We ain't over crazy.
I'm from Queens. That's the only reason why I said it.
Yeah,
oh man,
I love Brooklyn. NYC period. But so I went to a Orioles and Yankees game, and it got old quick. I was like, I'm ready.
But that's not. So you're talking about them picking up the pace of a baseball game. You're talking about diminishing the games in the NBA.
Diminishing, like,
why wouldn't you just tell the NBA players, look, you have one job, that is to play basketball. One job. We pay you to play 82 games. If you miss a couple games here and there, totally understand that. But the fact that you got dudes playing 55 out of 82 games, that's an issue. I shouldn't have to pay you $42 million a season for 55 games.
Well, everybody's not getting I got a question real quick. If we're getting more injuries than we were in previous seasons where they played all of the games, what are you saying is the problem? Because
I'm gonna tell you what the problem is.
Let me just say one thing.
I gotta go. I'll try to like come back, but
it's okay.
I'm gonna leave my camera up.
Do your thing, Jay. Do your thing. But what I was saying, what we said before, there's more fouls called in today's game than there was before. Mm-hmm. So, what do you think the cause is for that? If there's less games or low management, and then we get more fouls, like what do you think is the cause? The speed or what?
No, it's lack of consistency. If you do something every day your body gets conditioned to doing that.
Yeah.
But if you do it 3 days, take 2 days off, do it for a day, take 2 days off, do it for 3 more days, take 2 days off, you're not conditioning your body. Your body's conditioning itself to shut down, restart, shut down, restart. That's how you get injuries. If you just play it straight through, your body knows, hey, when it's like when you work out.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to the gym, they tell you there's only a certain amount of time you're supposed to rest in between a set.
Mm-hmm.
So if you on the bench and you benching, boom, 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 you do your 4 sets, you rest for 30 seconds in between each set, and then you jump to the next machine 20 seconds after that, your body gets used to it. But the day you go to the gym and you finish your bench press and it takes you 15 minutes to do your next thing, your body didn't settle down.
So to piggyback off that, I would think causation wise, you're saying because there's more fouls being called, there's more.
No. What I'm saying, the reason why there's injuries is because they're not playing basketball consistently.
No, but I was going to say, kind of agreeing with you saying, because they're not playing through some of these fouls and they keep stopping, that's what making their body like get more injured. Would you agree? Okay. All right. That makes sense. That makes sense. It's weird.
Yeah, I agree with you with that too.
So the fouls called are actually causing more injuries.
It's not the fouls. It's just it's the fact of
stop and start.
Dudes, like, all right. Back in the 80s and the 90s, you got to think about it. Like, dudes weren't getting paid a lot of money. So they had to play. Mm-hmm. They had to play to get their money. Michael Jordan was literally the best basketball player in the 90s. For the majority of the 90s, he wasn't even the highest paid basketball player in the league.
Right.
He was getting paid like $2 million a year. That's crazy.
Yeah.
He got his money from shoes. And
so he was just, a lot of those dudes needed to make money. So they played. So they played through my shoulder kind of sore. So I'll thug it out. My knee a little sore. I'll thug it out. Today, and it's crazy that the guys today should be the ones thugging it out more because you have better medicine. You have better doctors. You have all of the things available to you so that you can get yourself ready to play the next game.
Mm-hmm. So I got a piggyback question because everybody wants to blame LeBron anyway. Would you blame LeBron for this? Because LeBron spends $2 million.
He didn't start it. Greg Popovich started it.
Yeah, I agree with you with that.
You talking about
the Spurs? The Spurs were the first team to start.
Greg Popovich.
Yeah, he started that.
Back when Tim Duncan, the trio was there before Kawhi got there.
They would take. This was way back. This was with Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu, David Robinson. This was early. This was right around the time league. Right in the beginning of LeBron's career, but Pop started it. He was the one who started it, and then everybody else just followed suit.
Crazy,
100%.
Greg Popovich for the injuries in the NBA.
For load management.
I'm saying this. It could be a crazy little clip. We could say that he could blame him for all the injuries. So no, I got what you're saying, Bill. But
it's funny. It's funny how it went from him because for a while people were pointing at him. People were saying, Greg Popovich started this, and they started seeing the trend. And then somehow it got away from Popovich to just the players now. Now it's just on the players. Right. But we forget, like he said, where Mel said, where this started from. This started from Greg Popovich because he saw the wearing, and it probably came from, no offense, one of the greatest players of all time, Tim Duncan was like, yo, I'm tired. And
that's the thing is that's exactly what happened. It was like the thing I find hilarious, and I guess it's probably the old school in me, is that dudes was playing back-to-backs, flying commercial and on buses.
That's
in the 80s and the 90s.
That's crazy.
a fact. Yep. They fly in private now and got the nerve to be complaining.
First class, all that.
Yeah,
and
so like if those
and they don't be playing back-to-back games in this era. It's crazy.
Like if those dudes was doing it back then, I think y'all could tough it out a little bit just to, for the fans a little bit, like have a little bit of, it is entertainment. There's an entertainment part of this as much as it is a part of their job to play basketball. Mm-hmm. Like there are you hear the stories like a mom or dad, a family saving up money that they can go to one game to watch their son or daughter favorite basketball player, and then that player's not playing.
Mm.
Like Kobe Bryant said at his best, he was like, "You never know. The one time, every time you go out there is the first time and maybe the only time somebody gets to see you."
That's a fact.
100%.
That's a fact.
You know, so it's like, and you have to treat it that way.
I agree, but I do feel like a little bit of season could be reduced just because I'm the Dwayne Wade situation. But that's just me personally.
What you mean Dwayne Wade situation?
I'm just saying to see how his body deteriorate because he just used his whole body to win. Like he threw his whole body to win. Like when he played under the basket because most of his shots came from going to the rim and just moving his body around trying to get layups.
That's just the thing about it is people look at professional sports totally different than they look at regular life, and it's funny to me. You don't think a surgeon uses his fingers when they would develop arthritis later on in life? Do you think they look at it and be like, you know what, I should have took a day off?
But Dr. Strange, his money maker is his hands. So if you don't protect, like people get insurance policy on their hands and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
But he did not go to surgery because his hands hurt.
I understand that, but you also do preventative stuff to protect it. You know what I'm saying? That's
right, but the point is that everybody does things. Everybody goes to work. There's bus drivers who drive the bus with back pain.
Mm-hmm.
There are construction workers with bad knees, bad shoulders, bad this, but they're still building that house.
Yep. How do you talk to the regular blue collar worker and say, you over here busting your ass because you have to, and I'm over here making millions of dollars sitting out because my knees are a little sore. You can't talk to me.
Right. And that's the bad optic of it all. Is just like there are people like they bust their ass so they can work. Like, and it's crazy. And I know there's athletes that be like, oh, y'all just wish that y'all could be me until y'all in my shoes.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, but your father was in my shoes.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point.
So you know how hard it is for me to do this and how hard it is for us to save up money so that we can witness you do the thing that you do so well. But you decided you wasn't going to play because, you're a little tired because you played Tuesday night.
I believe
it's almost a slap to the face.
That's a good quote.
Nah, it ain't almost. It is a slap to the face, but they don't care because all this money makes them entitled, and they feel like, listen, man, I'm gonna do what I want to do. You just a fan. You'll see me eventually. Watch the TV.
And I don't want to do this because I'm gonna be labeled a hater after this comes out of my mouth. But when the Heat lost and LeBron said, "I'm rich," you're gonna go back to your miserable lives. After they lost,
he meant every word of that. He meant every word.
He did.
He was so.
You can't say nothing Mel said. Mel don't like LeBron. You can't. You gotta take Mel say with a little bit of grain. He do not like LeBron. He don't like him.
It's not. No. See, it's not that I don't like LeBron. Everybody gets that confused. It's not that I don't like LeBron. I give LeBron credit where his credit is deserved. Now, if you're gonna talk to me if he's better than Michael Jordan, no, we're not gonna have that conversation.
Hey, you just gotta bring context to it when it comes to LeBron and Jordan.
So it's just like, it's hard. I would never shorten the NBA season. I would just tell the players, like, we got one or two options. Either you suck it up and you play the schedule as is, or we're gonna have to stretch the season out, and that's gonna you're gonna start running into issues. Because
I have a suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
I always say people talk about the season too long and this, that, and the third, but I'm like, when Jordan played, the playoffs went back 5-7. So do you want to go back to that format because that might help injuries?
I've been saying that for the longest. If the NBA wants to make the playoffs more exciting, the first round, best out of 3.
Mm-hmm.
Second round, best out of 5.
Go back to
My
that.
man talking facts. I've been saying this forever.
Everybody agree because I'm just saying the format was different, but it seemed like they had less injuries and they weren't as tired. So maybe y'all got 82 games. Maybe the playoffs need to go back to the back and forth.
Yeah,
the odd numbers.
Best out of 3. Because
or
what
take the
happens is they get comfortable in the sense of, well, if I lose game 1, we still got games. Fuck that. No, you got to win right now. End the series.
Put the intensity back in the playoffs, man.
Yeah,
put the intensity back. Period.
Arrogant soft.
You know, so that would be my thing. Either that, or if you want to get real nasty with it, I say you take the top 16 teams, single elimination. Everybody rock out.
You said elimination. You talking about for the bubble or what you talking about?
No, for the playoffs. You treat it like March Madness. You take the top 16 teams.
Oh yeah. I like that. Yeah.
One and done.
Yep. One and done.
You gotta win one game and then go to the next round.
Yep.
I don't like that.
No, because what happens is
it would be wild because so many teams.
It'd be easy on the players.
And it gives the bottom seeds a chance because you got to win one game.
And it makes the players play really hard too.
It would be fun though because let's say the trash what is it?
That's worse than a shortened season because you look at like
what are the ratings for March Madness?
I mean, like they be lit. they be lit. I don't know what the ratings are, but I know that
they're amazing.
They be up there.
Man.
Yeah, like you know how crazy it would be
we lost one.
If let's say who's number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference?
It's between Boston or the Bucks.
Nah, it's the Celtics. It's the Celtics. It's not the Bucks.
Let's say it's the Celtics. Let's say the Celtics having an off night that night, and Orlando is the 16 seed, and takes them down.
Exactly. I would love to see it because I want to see the Warriors go down. That'd be funny. Let's say Orlando knocked the Warriors off. Everyone be like, "Oh shit!"
Let's say the Suns lose. That's gonna be crazy.
That would be bad. You just a hater, man. I'm not playing with you. You a hater.
Nah, it's just facts about KD.
He just don't like KD. He a hater, whatever.
But that's what I mean. Like, if they don't do it like that, I would say just cut it down to 3-game series in the first 2 rounds. When you get to the finals, it's best out of 5.
Yeah.
Y'all think they should take off the play-in and just go back to 1 through 8 seeds?
But all those games obviously added because they get more money. But at the same time, they might make it off the back end by making it like, all right, if you don't win this first game, you done.
I think the ratings will go up though. The ratings will go up.
I do think that. So they make it off on the back end. Maybe not off merch or whatever, but you'll make your money.
But they want to make NBA so easy.
All right, y'all go do your thing. I'm the doc killer. That's all I want to do is fuck her doc out. That's my sister, so I love her. I can't even mess it up.
OG man had to come in. It's okay. I'm gonna crash your thing on Friday. It's cool. Anyways, but no, that's basically all I had to talk about. I didn't even get the Dame really because it's okay. Unless y'all want to say something about Dame, I had a take, but
this might shock y'all, but Dame is over Kyrie.
No, that's legit. I don't I don't have no issues with that.
Swag, you smoking crack. You're not gonna talk about King Goat Kyrie like this. Crack. I love Dame too. I love Dame too. I have a picture with Dame's my baby daddy. Like, no, but like you smoking crack. He's not better than Kyrie. Kyrie could walk on water. The fuck you talking about? Kyrie could walk on water. He does no harm, no wrong. Listen.
Get Dame a superstar. You guarantee winning the championship.
No, the Dame is a superstar. I'm gonna say this one little take, and we gonna take it home. So after we have 2 players hitting the 71 mark in one season, Donovan Mitchell and Dame, I had a take that I heard that they was like, it's gonna be to the point we're gonna have somebody break the 100-point thing in one season. It's going to get, because after that game, you said that collectively, Jay, both teams got 350 because nobody was playing defense. It's coming to the point within the next 5 years, somebody gonna break the 100 bubble. They're gonna break it in the season. Like, it's gonna happen.
I could see somebody like Steph or KD or Klay Thompson possibly cracking the 100-point mark.
To be honest, I could see Tatum possibly breaking 100.
Tatum too streaky though, man, and it's like just like with Donovan Mitchell, like they'll get you like their season average, and then like the next game, like they'll get you like 18, and I'm like, bruh, that's annoying. And
you better not do no parlay. Like you be messing your parlay up, don't it, Jay? You be messing your junk.
and like,
Scoring 100?
You be messing
you
your
said what?
up.
Can we say Ben Simmons go score 100? No, I'm just playing.
Wait, Swag, man. No.
Nah, Ben Simmons gonna be in China soon.
Y'all going to hell. Y'all both about to get like exploited from this. This is messed up.
Ben Simmons gonna he better learn Mandarin real quick.
Leave Ben alone. Y'all wrong.
He plays so scared. Like it's just
It ain't that. He been see, like, Jay, you said the Philly fans are horrible. The Philly fans traumatized his ass.
Nah, I mean, listen, facts. I'm not debating that, but it was already like questions about his game prior to him coming to prior to him coming to the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were saying that he didn't have no heart when he was at LSU.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in a sports group on like Facebook, and this one guy that he comments in the group frequently. He basically said that Ben Simmons' ex-girlfriend said that he was soft, like mentally. So
I agree.
You sure he was out here waiting, or he was legit?
You said what?
You sure that the guy that said that wasn't out here hating in the group chat, or he was being legit?
Nah. So it's a group chat. Like the people who created it, they're based out of like St. Louis, but it's been some pretty it's been like celebrities and like former NBA players in it. So Boris Diaw was in the NBA group. And T1 of the St. Lunatics, like Nelly, he's in the group because like there was like the whole speculation about Paul George possibly coming to the Lakers, and I said, man, he's not coming to the Lakers.
Thank God, we don't want him.
So he was just like, yeah, like. I was talking to him and I was just like Cap, and then like he posted. Well, I didn't say Cap back then, but basically I was just like, yeah, like that, like you lying. And he had posted a picture with him and Paul George, and it's also off topic, but like it's just like he has like a minority stake, like so he's part owner of the Charlotte Hornets. So
okay.
Didn't know that either. But yeah, so like it's definitely a legit group, and yeah, so like kind of like what we're doing. We had like decided to like get into like a video chat, like a podcast or something, but St. Louis is like the time zone. The difference is like an hour, but everybody has like so many like busy schedules, so it never got off the ground. But I figured we can do it sooner or later, and I would definitely invite you to that group. So it's pretty cool. It's cool.
Okay, but they were basically roasting Ben. Like, we're gonna get off the Ben Simmons topic though, because like y'all gonna let that nigga live. That's all I'm gonna say.
Honestly, I want to see him. I want to see him dominate. I want to see him be a monster.
Exactly.
Like because
with Ben Simmons like Kwame Brown, like it's real disrespectful at this point. It's getting real.
We definitely want to see him play. Stop faking all these injuries.
It's not. You can't compare him to Kwame Brown. Kwame Brown had a different role. Like when Ben Simmons was drafted, he was expected to be like a generational type talent. Like Kwame Brown wasn't talked about as a generational talent. Like Ben Simmons was getting comparisons to LeBron. And like we see how that
his ball handling was similar, and that's why the comparison.
I mean, so yeah, I wouldn't even say with the ball. Well, with the passing, with the passing. Because Ben Simmons, like he can't really dribble. Like unless he's like in the
Wait, you telling me he can't
Look,
dribble
she
and
shot to.
you saying he can't dribble and shoot, Jay? That's what you're trying to say. What is
I
he
mean,
on the court doing
so
then?
He can't do
like
nothing.
when I'm saying like he can't dribble, like in a half court game, like Ben Simmons isn't gonna break his opponent down and shoot a jump shot. He'll blow by his opponent, but that's only because of his length, his speed, his height, and his athleticism. If Ben Simmons was like 6'2", he would probably be working at McDonald's. Like,
I'm not.
But I'll give you one credit about Ben Simmons. He actually passes the ball though. I like that.
yeah,
He be facilitating that.
he's a phenomenal passer. But like we haven't seen that since he was in Brooklyn.
He was getting a little better when KD and them was there, but like now they
not when Kyrie's yelling, shoot it, Ben. Like,
Right. You got a grown man telling you to shoot it.
Nah, he ain't. Oh my God! Like he don't. His lack of heart and his will to win.
He a 2.0 James
He wants
Wiseman.
to win, but real talk.
You say he's what?
I think he wants to win, but the confidence is so shook. He got to get himself back in a good mind space.
So he's got to get back in a good mindset, but he has to find he's got to have the love of the game, and I don't think he has.
Yeah.
I don't think he has it. But what were you saying, bro? You were saying something about James Wiseman?
Oh yeah. He's almost like a 2.0 James Wiseman.
Who? Ben Simmons?
Yep.
Nah, I mean different positions. Different positions, and then like with James Wiseman, now that he's no longer a part of the Warriors, his career, like we're about to see, what he can do. He didn't fit in the Warriors system because they got too many perimeter players.
That's true.
But the stuff that James Wiseman can do, he can back you down, he can post you up, he can drive to the rim, get to the cup, dunk. He's 7 foot. Like he can shoot the three, and he's a lefty.
That is good.
So
he has 7 foot to keep going to the G League every single time.
Yeah, cause that's because he got drafted to the wrong organization. All right, so let's just say he were to go to like the Celtics. My opinion, I feel like he would kill because you already got a bunch of perimeter players, but it would be less pressure on him to score. I feel like he will get more touches. But it's just being in that Warriors system, like if he's not setting a screen or, rolling to the basket after setting the screen or trying to, box out players and block shots and get rebounds, like you're useless.
Right.
Not in the league, but just to that organization. So, I think eventually, he's going to find the right, and I hope he does. I think he's going to find the right
organization.
Right organization, and not just the right organization, the right situation. Because basketball. It's about skill. It's about talent, 100%. But it's also about being in the right place at the right time. Because you got players like Charles Barkley, Allen Iverson, Reggie Miller, never got it ready. But you got players like JaVale McGee. He got 3 chips, and Robert Horry got 7. So
right. That's a good factor right there. Like that's a real. I never thought about that. I didn't know JaVale McGee had that many rings. That's crazy.
He used to be the best big man of the Warriors in that time.
Yeah, he got 2. He got 2 with the Warriors, and he got 1 with the Lakers in the bubble.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot he was in that squad. You right.
Yeah, he got 3 of them things.
You right.
Yeah. Like, but that goes to say, it's the right place at the right time.
With the right pieces, with the right
You know,
organization.
and as long as you play your role,
Mm-hmm.
JaVale McGee did exactly what he was supposed to do, and he didn't do any more than what he was supposed to do. So it's
good.
You know, and also people talk about Dame for not leaving Portland, and he has said like, okay, let's just say he does leave. Look at Russell Westbrook. He played on 5 different teams in the last 5 years.
And he's kind of become a journeyman, and he was like top 5 point guard, like a guard in the league. So it's a situation.
Yeah. So it's
go ahead.
So it's all situational.
Mm-hmm.
However, I do feel like certain players' games aren't designed for them to be the number one option or for them to win the chip, because Allen Iverson and Russell Westbrook, I don't feel like their game was designed for them to win. Like, it's just...
That's a hot take. I could do that for the next... That's a discussion for the next docket, because I gotta...
When USA they won the bronze medal back in 2004, Allen Iverson wasn't a part of the redeem team for a reason, because he shot horrible and he played the most minutes, and I want to say he took the most shots.
You in here? Well, we about to actually wrap it up, but that's a hot take. You said, let me write this down. You said you blaming Iverson for them getting bronze.
Ooh. I mean, I'm not putting all the blame on him, but it's a reason why he wasn't called in 2008 and Kobe was. That's all I'm saying.
That's nasty, but okay. But anyways, Moo, you came a little bit late, but we gonna get you back in. But anyway, anybody got any final thoughts? I'm about to wrap it up. I got 60% on this laptop.
That KD is not winning the finals this
year.
year.
I'm not playing with you, Swag. Okay,
come on, Giannis.
No hating ass. No, I'm sorry. You said KD's not gonna get a ring?
Yeah, he not gonna get it.
If he get a ring, Swag, what you gonna do? Are you gonna get a jersey?
Yeah, I'm gonna put a cupcake and snake on it though.
Oh my God. Jay, what's your final thoughts?
Oh no, I was looking at the comments.
Oh yeah, he said that's crazy.
He said what's his name? He said what's a hot take?
Because we're talking about the Iverson thing, but he said that you
basically he got the Isaiah Thomas treatment. Yeah, facts. But Isaiah Thomas better than Allen Iverson. They hated on Isaiah Thomas, so it's.
We talking about the first Isaiah Thomas, or the second one? We talking about the first one?
The first one in the '80s. He was saying Mullen said that that Allen Iverson got the Isaiah Thomas treatment for the redeem team. Listen, Allen Iverson was one of my favorite players growing up. It was always my favorite 3 players. It was always Paul Pierce, Allen Iverson, Kobe Bryant. It's basketball. It's a team effort, and it takes talent and skill, but it's also it's situational. So that's just my opinion, but. we can definitely talk about that another time.
All right. Well, we will definitely get into this. I wrote it down that you said that Iverson he wasn't invited to the U.S. team for a reason. So
go look up his stats. It was horrible. And I love Allen Iverson. I love AI. But he didn't make his team better. So I mean, you could compare. I put Allen Iverson and Russell Westbrook and Chris Paul all in the same category, because towards the end of well, not towards the end of Chris Paul's career, but he didn't start having deep runs until he played along like MVP caliber players or better shooting guards. So yeah, like having Chris Paul or Allen Iverson or Russell Westbrook as the option, the number one option to say, hey, I want a championship. Lead the way. Nah, I wouldn't make them. I wouldn't make them the franchise player. I would. Neither one.
But he put Russ, CP3, and Allen. He put them in the category because he's saying they don't make their team better. Basically, he's kind of almost saying that they good, they stat pad, and they're great offensively, but overall they don't really go with.
I mean, yeah, like they're entertaining players, but as far as like making a deep run, like carrying the team, I mean, like they need every. I feel like this. Every player needs help, of course.
Yeah.
But that just goes back to my statement saying that basketball is not always necessarily about talent or skill. It's about situations, and I do feel like had the New Orleans Pelicans, the Hornets then at the time, had they had an owner and had they not been owned by the league, and then David Stern vetoing the trade in 2011, Kobe would have had his 8 chips.
No, but listen, I'm gonna need Moo. Wait, Jay, I'm gonna end it right there, kind of, because Moo been on the show. Moo a regular, and Moo basically said that the real reason that Kobe and the CP3 thing didn't happen was not because of David Stern. It's because Kobe really actually didn't want to play with CP3, but he didn't want to be the bad guy. I'm gonna have y'all get on there and talk about that one day.
I've never heard that.
That's going to be a long discussion right there.
Exactly. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up. Yeah, you're right, Troy. This is some long final thoughts. I'm gonna let everybody go to bed because it's Wednesday. But anyway, thank y'all so much for coming through. We're gonna get back to these stars. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Swag. Thank you, everybody that came through. Y'all have a good night. All right.
Let's go, KD.